The skies above Europe and the Pacific roared with a symphony of fire and steel during World War II. Fighter aircraft, technological marvels of their time, dueled in the clouds, their pilots writing legends with contrails and courage. From the English Channel to the Pacific Theatre, these warplanes became symbols of national pride and instruments of tactical might. We'll be diving deep into the stories of 5 such aircraft that ruled the skies, each representing the best of their nation's engineering and the bravery of their pilots. Picture this. It's 1940. The Battle of Britain is raging. The fate of Britain hangs in the balance. Nazi Germany's Luftwaffe, their air force, is relentless, bombing British cities and airfields. The very survival of Britain rests on the shoulders of young pilots, many barely out of their teens, climbing into their Spitfires, ready to face the might of the German onslaught. The Supermarine Spitfire, a single-seat fighter aircraft, was more than just a machine. It was a symbol of defiance, of British resilience. With its iconic elliptical wings designed for speed and maneuverability, the Spitfire was a pilot's dream. It could twist and turn with the grace of a dancer, outmaneuvering the enemy in dogfights that became the stuff of legend. One such legend was pilot officer Alan Deer, a New Zealander who flew Spitfires throughout the war. He once described the Spitfire as an extension of himself, saying, "It just went where I went, did what I did." Deer, like so many others, pushed the Spitfire to its limits, engaging in heart-stopping aerial duels that often left him in awe of the aircraft's capabilities. The statistics speak for themselves. During the Battle of Britain, Spitfires accounted for a significant portion of German aircraft destroyed. They were instrumental in securing victory for the Royal Air Force, repelling the Luftwaffe and preventing a German invasion of Britain. Over 20,000 Spitfires were built, serving in various roles throughout the war. From intercepting bombers to escorting Allied aircraft, the Spitfire was a true all-rounder. But it wasn't just about the numbers. It was about the men and women who built her, who flew her, who risked their lives in her. It was about their courage, their skill, their determination to protect their homeland and liberate a continent. The Spitfire, with its roaring Merlin engine and its graceful silhouette, became a beacon of hope in dark times, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who fought for freedom. On the other side of the English Channel, a different breed of bird took to the skies. The Messerschmitt Bf 109, a sleek, deadly predator, was the Luftwaffe's answer to the Spitfire. It was a symbol of German engineering prowess, a machine designed for speed and aggression. The Bf 109 was a formidable opponent, boasting a rugged design and a powerful engine that made it a force to be reckoned with. From the sunny skies over Spain, where it first tasted combat during the Spanish Civil War, to the frozen Eastern Front, the Bf 109 was there, flown by some of the most skilled pilots of the Luftwaffe, men like Adolf Galland and Werner Mulders. Aces who racked up hundreds of victories became synonymous with the Bf 109. The Bf 109 was constantly being upgraded and improved throughout the war. New, more powerful engines were fitted, armament was increased, and the design was constantly being tweaked to maintain its edge over its opponents. This constant evolution meant that the Bf 109 remained a dangerous foe throughout the conflict. The Bf 109 was the workhorse of the Luftwaffe, flying more sorties than any other Axis aircraft during the war. Its versatility was remarkable, serving as an interceptor, fighter bomber, and even a reconnaissance platform. It spearheaded the Blitzkrieg across Europe, escorting bombers and engaging enemy fighters with deadly efficiency. While the Bf 109 may be forever linked with the Nazi regime that unleashed war upon the world, it's important to remember that it was a machine, a tool. Its legacy is complex, a testament to German engineering and the skill of the men who flew it, but also a stark reminder of the devastating conflict in which it played a part. As the war raged on, a new contender emerged from across the Atlantic. The North American P-51 Mustang, a sleek, powerful fighter, would become a game-changer in the skies over Europe. The Mustang was initially designed as a long-range escort fighter for the B-17 Flying Fortress bombers that were pounding German industrial targets. Early versions of the Mustang were good, but not great. However, everything changed when the Allison engine was swapped out for the Rolls-Royce Merlin. This British-designed engine, the same one that powered the Spitfire, transformed the Mustang into a true thoroughbred. With its long range and impressive speed, the P-51 Mustang was the perfect escort fighter, capable of accompanying bomber formations all the way to Berlin and back. The Mustang's arrival was a godsend for the Allied bomber crews, who had been suffering heavy losses at the hands of the Luftwaffe. Now, with Mustangs on their wings, they had a fierce protector, a guardian angel in the sky. The Mustang's pilots, men like George Preddy and Thomas Maguire, became aces, racking up impressive kill tallies against the Luftwaffe. The P-51 Mustang had an astonishing kill ratio, a testament to its capabilities and the skill of the pilots who flew it. It played a crucial role in achieving air superiority over Europe, paving the way for the eventual Allied victory. It wasn't just about protecting bombers. The Mustang was also a capable dogfighter, capable of holding its own against the best the Luftwaffe had to offer. The P-51 Mustang was more than just a warplane. It was a symbol of American industrial might, a testament to the country's ability to design and produce world-class fighting machines. It was a symbol of hope, a sign that the tide of war was turning. In the Pacific Theater, a different kind of air war was being fought. Here, amidst the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, the Mitsubishi A6M0, a nimble, deadly fighter, ruled the skies in the early years of the war. The Zero was a revelation when it first appeared. It was incredibly maneuverable, capable of outturning any other fighter at the time. Japanese pilots trained to perfection exploited the Zero's agility to devastating effect. They would dance around their opponents, delivering crippling blows before the enemy knew what hit them. The Zero was also surprisingly long-ranged for a carrier-based fighter, allowing it to strike deep into enemy territory. In the early days of the Pacific War, the Zero seemed almost invincible. It tore through Allied aircraft, racking up an incredible kill ratio. It was a symbol of Japanese military might, a source of pride for a nation on the march. However, the Zero was not without its weaknesses. Its light construction, while contributing to its agility, also made it vulnerable to enemy fire. It lacked self-sealing fuel tanks and armor protection for the pilot, making it easy to bring down if hit. As the war progressed, Allied pilots began to develop tactics to counter the Zero's maneuverability. They learned to avoid turning fights, instead using their superior speed and firepower to their advantage. Despite its weaknesses, the Zero remained a dangerous opponent throughout the war. It continued to serve until the very end, flown by pilots defending their homeland with unwavering determination. On the Eastern Front, where the fate of the world was being decided in brutal battles of attrition, the Soviet Union unleashed its own aerial predator, the Yakovlev Yak-3. The Yak-3 was a rugged, no-nonsense fighter, designed for the harsh conditions of the Eastern Front. It was fast, agile, and heavily armed, making it a formidable opponent in the hands of experienced Soviet pilots. The Yak-3 was a product of necessity. The Soviet Union, facing the full might of the Wehrmacht, needed a fighter that was easy to produce, maintain, and operate. The Yak-3 fit the bill perfectly. It was designed to be simple and robust, with easy access to the engine for maintenance. This meant that the Yak-3 could be kept flying even in the most challenging conditions. Soviet pilots, many of whom were women, flew the Yak-3 with skill and determination. They were instrumental in turning the tide of the air war in the East, battling the Luftwaffe for air superiority. The Yak-3 was particularly effective at lower altitudes, making it ideal for intercepting German bombers and ground attack aircraft. It was also surprisingly maneuverable, capable of holding its own against the Bf-109 in a dogfight. The Yak-3 was a testament to Soviet resilience and engineering ingenuity. It was a symbol of a nation fighting for its survival, a symbol that even in the darkest of times, hope can take flight. From the Battle of Britain to the skies over the Pacific, these 5 aircraft represent just a fraction of the thousands of aircraft that took to the skies during World War II. They are a testament to the ingenuity of the engineers who designed them, the skill and bravery of the pilots who flew them, and the sacrifices made by so many in a conflict that engulfed the globe. Their stories remind us of the courage and sacrifice of those who fought for freedom in a time when the world was on the brink. These aircraft are more than just relics of a bygone era, they are tangible reminders of a pivotal moment in human history. As we look back on these magnificent machines, let's remember the lessons of the past, strive for a more peaceful future, and never forget the sacrifices made by those who came before us. And always remember, keep your eyes on the skies.